Welcome back, sports fans. In this segment, I'm going to go over the head coaching candidates that I know about for the Lions, which would be the ones that I'm aware of that they've interviewed so far. And I'll have a thought or two on this. The head coaching candidates so far that are still in the running are Dan Campbell, who is an assistant for the Saints, Eric Bieniemy, who's the Chiefs' offensive coordinator, Todd Bowles, who is the Buccaneers' defensive coordinator and former head coach in the NFL, Marvin Lewis, who is with who's Arizona State's head coach right now and was the head coach of the Bengals for a long time, and Darrell Bevell, who is the Lions' interim head coach. I was disappointed that Robert Saleh's interview went so badly with the Lions that they decided not to hire him. But if he's not a good fit, even though he's from Michigan, I'm okay with that. In fact, the Jets liked him a lot and decided to hire him. And I know the Lions were looking at Arthur Smith, who is the Titans' offensive coordinator, who the Falcons hired, much to my surprise. I thought they might go with Raheem Morris, but they didn't. What I read about Dan Campbell is that he used a homophobic slur in college. In this day and age, that would be a real risk for the Lions to hire him given this, and given especially what happened with Matt Patricia. And for all of you who don't know, go back to my very first episode, and I cover that in detail. Todd Bowles and Marvin Lewis are interesting choices. However, Marvin Lewis never won a playoff game with the Bengals, and Todd Bowles didn't do well with the Jets for sure. I think Todd Bowles is a really good defensive coordinator, but as a head coach, he leaves a lot to be desired, which then leaves Darrell Bevell, from what I can see, as being the best choice, and he may end up with the job by default at this rate. It's interesting that 2 weeks almost has gone by since the season finale and he hasn't been eliminated from contention. However, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a name out there that isn't being mentioned by the media that the Lions do hire. And I kind of had that feeling about this. This is what they did when they hired Brad Holmes and used everybody else to deflect from it. And I think that might be what's going on right now in terms of the head coaching job. There aren't a lot of huge names out there still, but it's going to be interesting. And this is a very, very important head coach hire as far as I'm concerned for the Lions. It's going to speak a lot as to the mindset of the franchise and their future success or not. And that will do it for another episode of the Detroit Lions tomorrow. Before I wrap this up, I do want to mention one thing I forgot about when I was going to the special teams players, and that is that Matt Prater is an unrestricted free agent. He may be back with the Lions, but I certainly hope the Lions draft a kicker because he had a very rough year this year, and he is starting to get up there a bit. So that'll be interesting to see what happens. And, of course, we don't know if there's going to be an exhibition season or not, or how this is going to be handled for next season. So that may actually favor Matt Prater. Who knows? I want to thank everybody who's been a Lions fan for this year, those who have followed my channel, and certainly those of you who have subscribed, and those of you who have listened to this. The way I'm going to handle this going forward is there will be segments about the Lions as events warrant. For example, when they hire a new head coach, I will certainly have breaking news about that, I'm certain. But what happens between now and free agency, I have no idea. Probably not that much unless there's something worth mentioning. Then as we get into free agency, of course, I will mention the Lions free agents as develops warrant, leading all the way to the draft, and then I will cover the draft as I covered it last year, and that is my plan. And then we'll go from there leading into the next season where I will have the Detroit Lions tomorrow every week. So all of you know this. Thank you. My name is Ed Moss once again. Appreciate everybody who's listened to this. Take care. If you're on the roads, drive safely. If you're watching sports, enjoy it. Have a good day. Goodbye for now.